I'm Jason, and today I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Julia. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Jason. Hello to everyone listening. We're so happy you're here with us today. You're in for a great episode, especially if you're looking to improve your English skills. Today, we're talking about something that can really make a big difference in your English-speaking journey: confidence.
Exactly. And confidence is so important. You know, it's common to feel nervous or even a bit scared when speaking English, especially if it's not your first language. But we're here to tell you, you're not alone, and it's completely normal to feel that way.
Absolutely. A lot of beginners struggle with confidence. They think, what if I make a mistake? What if someone doesn't understand me? But here's a secret. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes, and they're not worried about it.
That's a great point, Julia. Speaking confidently isn't about being perfect. It's about expressing yourself and trying your best. In this episode, we're going to share some simple tips to help you build confidence so you can speak English without fear.
Yes, by the end of this episode, you'll have tools and tips you can start using right away to feel more comfortable speaking English. We'll be talking about why confidence is so important, some easy ways to practice speaking confidently, and how to focus on progress instead of perfection.
And remember, confidence is a skill, just like any other skill in language learning. It can be developed over time. Even if you feel shy or nervous now, with practice, you can grow to feel comfortable and confident.
So true, Jason. And we're here to make it easier for you. We'll keep everything simple and clear so you can follow along, and we're excited to share tips that have helped many learners like you become more confident speakers.
So grab a notebook, relax, and let's get started with how to build your confidence in English. You ready, Julia?
Ready. Let's go.
All right. Let's start by talking about why confidence is so important in speaking English. So, Julia, why do you think confidence matters?
Great question, Jason. Confidence is really like the key that unlocks our ability to communicate. When we're confident, we're more relaxed, we think more clearly, and we're willing to try, even if we're not perfect.
Exactly. And speaking any language is about connecting with others. When you feel confident, you can focus on expressing your thoughts and ideas instead of worrying about every little mistake.
That's so true. But of course, it's normal to feel nervous. Many beginners feel scared of making mistakes or sounding strange. They worry, what if I say something wrong? But really, making mistakes is a natural part of learning. It's how we improve.
Right. Imagine learning to ride a bike. At first, you might fall, but each time you get up, you're a bit better. The same goes for English. Confidence helps you get back up and keep going, even if you stumble.
And here's something to remember. When you're confident, people listen to what you're saying, not how perfect your English is. Most people appreciate when you're making an effort, no matter your level.
That's a great point, Julia. So, confidence isn't just about speaking well, it's about being willing to speak at all. And we're here to help you build that confidence so you can enjoy using English in real-life situations.
Yes, confidence is what makes learning fun and exciting. And remember, it's a journey. Each step you take, you're building that confidence little by little.
Now, let's dive into some practical tips for building confidence in speaking English. These are simple things you can do every day to feel more comfortable speaking.
Yes. Let's start with our first tip. Practice with simple sentences. You don't have to start with long or complicated conversations. Start small. Try using English in everyday situations like ordering food or saying, "Hello, how are you?" to a friend.
Great tip, Julia. Starting small takes away the pressure. Here's our second tip. Record yourself speaking. It may feel a bit strange at first, but recording yourself helps you hear how you sound. You can listen and notice what you want to improve, and you'll also see that you're doing better than you thought.
That's a fantastic idea, Jason. Our third tip is to surround yourself with English content. Try listening to English podcasts, watching movies, or reading short articles. When you hear English regularly, it becomes more familiar, and you start feeling more confident about using it.
Absolutely. And for our fourth tip, here's something simple but powerful. Use positive self-talk. Say things like, "I can do this," or "I'm getting better every day." Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes, and that learning is a journey.
Yes, these small habits can make a big difference. With each tip, you're building a stronger foundation for confident English speaking.
Exactly, Julia. Practice these tips, and over time, you'll notice that speaking English feels easier and more natural. Let's talk about our first tip in more detail. Practicing with simple sentences and daily conversations. Julia, why do you think starting simple is so helpful?
That's a great question, Jason. Starting with simple sentences helps take away the fear of speaking. If we try to use complex words or long sentences right away, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But when we use short, simple sentences, it feels more manageable. Plus, these are the sentences we use in real life every day.
Exactly. Imagine saying things like, "Good morning, how are you?" Or, "I'd like a coffee, please." These phrases might seem small, but they build your confidence and get you comfortable speaking English in real situations.
Yes, and here's a tip. You can even practice these sentences when you're alone. For example, you could describe what you're doing out loud, like, "I am cooking dinner" or "I am studying." It's a small way to get used to speaking English, and it helps you form sentences naturally.
That's so true. And once you're comfortable with short sentences, you can start combining them. For example, instead of just saying, "I'm reading," you could add details like, "I'm reading a great book about history."
Perfect. And if you have a friend or family member who speaks English even a little bit, try having short conversations with them. Or if you don't, try talking to yourself in English, practicing these small exchanges.
Exactly, Julia. Remember, each simple sentence is a step forward in becoming a more confident English speaker. Over time, these small steps lead to big progress. Our next tip is to record yourself speaking and listen back. Now, Julia, this might sound a little intimidating to some people, right?
Definitely, Jason. Listening to your own voice can feel a bit strange at first, but it's actually one of the best ways to improve. When you record yourself, you can hear what you're doing well and notice any areas you want to work on.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be anything long. You could record yourself saying a few sentences about your day, or something simple like describing your favorite food. Even just a few sentences can give you insights into your pronunciation and flow.
That's a great point, Jason. And here's a tip. Don't be too hard on yourself when you listen back. Remember, this is just practice. Think of it as a tool to help you, not something to judge yourself with.
Yes. Try to listen for small improvements each time, like clearer pronunciation or a more natural rhythm. You might also notice things you didn't realize, like words you repeat often or areas where you pause.
And over time, you'll likely see that you're making progress, even if it's small. Each recording builds confidence, showing that you're capable of improving.
Exactly, Julia. So, give it a try. It's a simple but powerful way to build your English-speaking confidence. Our next tip is all about immersion. Surround yourself with English content. So, Julia, how does listening to English every day help build confidence?
Well, Jason, when we listen to English regularly, it starts to feel more familiar, like a part of our daily lives. Hearing the language through videos, podcasts, or even music makes English less intimidating and helps us pick up new words and phrases naturally. Exactly. Plus, the more you listen, the more you'll understand common expressions, sentence structures, and pronunciation. You'll start recognizing words you can use in your own conversations, which boosts confidence.
Absolutely. And there are so many options out there, so you can choose what interests you. For example, if you love cooking, try watching English cooking videos. If you're interested in travel, find travel podcasts in English. The idea is to make English a fun part of your routine. Yes, and here's a tip. Try listening to English while doing daily activities, like commuting or exercising. It doesn't have to be a formal study session, just enjoy it like you would in your native language.
Great advice, Jason. So, to everyone listening, find some English content you enjoy and make it part of your day. Over time, you'll feel more comfortable and confident with English.
Now, let's talk about something powerful but often overlooked: using affirmations and positive self-talk. Julia, how can this help build confidence in speaking English?
Great question, Jason. Positive self-talk is about telling yourself encouraging things like, "I can do this," or "I'm improving every day." It may sound simple, but these words make a big difference in how we feel and approach learning English.
Absolutely. When we focus on positive thoughts, we start feeling more confident and less afraid of mistakes. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm so bad at this," try saying, "I'm still learning, and that's okay." This small shift in mindset helps a lot.
Yes? Another helpful idea is to use affirmations. Think of short positive phrases like, "I am becoming a better English speaker," or "Every day, my English improves." Say these affirmations out loud, maybe in front of a mirror, and repeat them regularly.
That's a great tip, Julia. Affirmations remind us that progress takes time, and that it's okay to be a beginner. When you're kind to yourself, you'll enjoy the learning process more and feel braver about speaking.
Exactly, Jason. So to all our listeners, try using positive self-talk and affirmations. They're simple tools, but they can really boost your confidence and help you feel proud of every step forward.
All right, now let's dive into a really important point: practicing speaking without worrying about mistakes. Julia, I think this is one of the biggest challenges for beginner English learners, don't you?
Absolutely, Jason. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes because they think it makes them look less skilled. But here's the truth. Making mistakes is actually a good thing. It means you're trying, and trying is the only way to improve.
Exactly. When we're too focused on perfection, we hold ourselves back. But if you focus on communication instead, it takes away a lot of the pressure. People aren't usually paying attention to small errors. They care more about understanding what you're saying.
Yes, think about it this way. Even native English speakers make mistakes. They might forget a word or stumble over a sentence, but they just keep going. You can do the same. Don't let fear of mistakes stop you from speaking.
And here's a helpful tip. Remind yourself that each mistake is a lesson. Instead of thinking, "Oh no, I made a mistake," think, "Great, I learned something new." This mindset turns mistakes into stepping stones on your path to improvement.
That's perfect, Jason. So to all our listeners, let go of that fear. Speak up, make those mistakes, and learn from them. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to try.
Exactly, Julia. So be brave, and remember that each time you speak, you're building your confidence, mistakes, and all. Now, let's talk about setting small goals and celebrating progress. Julia, how can setting small goals help beginner English learners?
Great question, Jason. Small goals are powerful because they're easier to reach, which keeps us motivated. If you set a big goal like, I want to be fluent, it can feel overwhelming. But if you break it down like, I want to learn 5 new words this week, it feels manageable, and you can celebrate each small success.
Exactly. When you achieve a small goal, like learning a few new phrases or speaking English for 5 minutes a day, you feel proud. And this confidence builds up over time. Each small goal brings you closer to your bigger goal without all the stress.
That's so true, and celebrating progress is just as important. Take a moment to feel good about what you've achieved, no matter how small it seems. Maybe you understood a sentence in an English video, or you had a short conversation in English. Those are all wins worth celebrating.
I agree, Julia. Here's a tip for everyone. Keep a journal of your English learning journey. Write down each goal and note when you accomplish it. It's motivating to look back and see how far you've come.
Great idea, Jason. It's a reminder that learning is a journey and every step counts. Celebrating progress keeps your confidence high and makes the process more enjoyable.
So, to all our listeners, start setting small, achievable goals and celebrate each win. You'll be surprised at how much progress you make over time. Well, we've covered some fantastic tips today on how to speak English confidently. Julia, it's been so great sharing these ideas with everyone.
Absolutely, Jason. Just to recap for everyone, we talked about why confidence matters and shared some simple ways to build it, like practicing with short sentences, recording yourself, surrounding yourself with English content, using positive self-talk, not worrying about mistakes, and setting small goals.
Exactly. And remember, building confidence is a journey. It's okay if it takes time. Every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to speaking English comfortably and confidently.
That's so true, Jason. And to all our listeners, we want to remind you to be kind to yourselves. Learning a new language is challenging, but every time you try, you're making progress. Celebrate each little success, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're just part of the process.
Yes. And don't forget, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about feeling comfortable expressing yourself. Even if you stumble, you're doing something amazing by learning a new language.
So keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. We're so proud of you for taking this journey to improve your English. You've got this.
And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to check out more of our episodes for more tips and encouragement.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
I finished my essay. Can you check it?
Of course. Let me see him.
Is it bad?
No, but there are some issues.
Like what?
Grammar, mostly. Some awkward phrasing, too.
Where?
Here, for example. This sentence is unclear.
Oh, how do I fix it?
Try rewording it. What are you trying to say?
I mean that ideas can change over time.
Then say that directly. No need for extra words.
Okay, what else?
Your verb tenses shift.
Really? Where?
Hario start in past tense, then switch to present.
Oh, I didn't notice.
It happens. Read it aloud. It helps.
I will. Anything else?
A few punctuation issues.
Like commas.
Yes, some are missing, and some are unnecessary.
Can you mark them?
Sure. Also, watch out for sentence fragments.
Fragments?
Sentences that aren't complete thoughts, like this one.
Oh, I do that a lot.
It's okay. Just be aware of it.
Got it. What about the structure?
The structure is good. Your ideas flow well.
That's a relief.
But the conclusion is weak.
Really? I thought it was fine.
It ends to suddenly. Try expanding it.
How?
Summarize your main points. Leave a strong final thought.
Like a lesson.
Exactly. Something memorable.
I'll work on it.
Good. Make these changes and bring it back.